Moles are sometimes called beauty marks, yet can also develop into deadly melanomas. But do you know what a mole actually is? And more importantly, what it can do to you? Hello, I'm Dr. Neil Schultz, and welcome to DermTV. On DermTV, I've talked about easy ways to identify precancerous moles, the surprising news that tiny moles can become melanomas, and even how moles are surgically removed. But to better put this all into perspective, today I'm going to explain to you just what a mole is and why that's important to you. In your epidermis, the upper layer of your skin, which is up here, there are essentially only three types of cells. First are basal cells, which are kind of square in shape and are lined up in a row on the bottom layer of the epidermis, just along here. Then, interspersed between every 5 to 10 basal cells are these special cells called melanocytes. That's these dark ones over here. And melanocytes make melanin, your brown pigment. But when melanocytes aggregate together into a cluster or a clump, instead of occurring as single cells occasionally wedged between basal cells, they form into a brown mole. And to avoid confusion, the medical term for a mole is a nevus. They mean the same thing. Now, most moles are classified into three different types. When the cluster of melanocytes are only in the basal layer, again, along here, then your mole is flat. You can't feel it, but you know it's there because of the color, from light tan to dark brown. And since these moles are in the bottom layer of the epidermis, at the border of the lower second layer of your skin called the dermis, it's on the border between the epidermis and the dermis, they're called junctional moles. But if the cluster of melanocytes is down here in the dermis, then it's called an intradermal mole. Most raised moles are intradermal. They're usually dome-shaped. They can be skin-colored or brown, and they often have hairs growing out of them. And if the cluster of melanocytes is in both layers, both in the epidermis and in the dermis, then it's called a compound mole, which is also raised and with similar colors to intradermal moles. But they're a little flatter and they're not as dome-shaped. So why is this all important to you? Because it's the flat moles that many deadly melanoma skin cancers come from. In fact, most people think the raised moles are the dangerous ones, but they are essentially harmless. You really need to watch out for the flat ones by getting your skin checked annually by a dermatologist to detect abnormal ones and have them removed before they can become a melanoma. Your takeaway here shouldn't be how to diagnose skin cancer. Instead, it's for you to better understand moles and understand why it's so important to get even those harmless beauty marks checked regularly. Now, for today's skincare trivia. Answer today's question correctly, and you'll be entered into a drawing to win a free skincare product. Submit your answer at dermtv.com/trivia within 3 days of this episode's airing. Today's question is, I discussed 2 of the 3 types of skin cells found in the epidermis in this episode. What is the third type? And while you can find the answers to most DermTV trivia questions in DermTV episodes, you may have to look outside for the answer to today's question. Please join me again at dermtv.com. If you have a question, please send it to me by visiting dermtv.com/question. I'm Dr. Neil Schultz, and thank you for watching today.